congratulations to you for sticking along or sticking around. Today is the last not today, the last series on the Linux via the restart route. Okay, so the last one is actually a challenge, but I just want to teach you a quick trick on Vocarian labs or Voc labs. If you are running out of time here, okay, if you are running out of time here and you need more time, just come back to AWM, the start labs, yes, and let's say you have barely 5 seconds. Just come back to start lab and press enter. It will load again and it will give you back the same time that you are supposed to have spent. Okay, but if you leave it to elapse without you ending the labs, when you are trying to log into any other lab session to start another lab session, they will tell you that it is trying to do a cleanup of your previous one and will take a while before you be allowed into it again. So yeah, never let it elapse without you completing or submitting. Just press start labs again and it will give you back your time, right? So today's challenge, we are supposed to write a bash script based on the following requirement and then create 25 empty files. So we can use the touch command, and then the file name should be my name / a number in that order and so on. So I'm supposed to design a script so that each time you run it, it creates the next batch of 25 files with increasing numbers, starting with the last or maximum number that also exists. Do not hard code these numbers. You need to generate them by using automation. So test the script and display a long list of the directory and its content to validate the script created. To validate if the script created the expected files. So pretty much that's what we'll be doing. So let's come to downloads, downloader.pem as usual, and then copy our public IP. Since I am in downloads, I'm going to modify the permission as usual, and then we SSH into labs user.pem ec2-user at, then you paste your public IP. Then this should this should get you in. Yes, sorry, I meant yes. Okay, so pwd in a bit to confirm that we are in. Okay, we're actually in. So pwd. Okay, let me clear my screen. Yes, so pretty much that's just that. Let me ls and see what I have in here. So the company is then. Okay, so I want to create a script. Okay, a bash script. So I'll touch let's say what name should I give it? Create. Okay, create .sh, right? And this works. So I can just or I can even change the permission, just make it executable plus x, right? Create .sh, and this should make it executable. Great. Now I can or vim into create.sh and then start working in there, right? Remember in our previous series we made mention of the first line of code. If you want to make any script a bash script, okay, the shebang. So sorry, I need to put an I when it's vim so that I can edit, right? So the shebang bin bash, right? This makes it a bash script, right? Okay, so the first thing we'll have to do is we need to declare some variables to make our script reusable. Okay, so the first variable is name, okay, because it's asking me to create a file, and the file should have my name and a number, right? So the first variable is name, okay, and then I'll just put my name there, so Dominic, yes. And then the second variable we can think of is count, because we are supposed to create per each execution 25 empty files, right? So we create another variable count, and then we give it a number 25. Please, are we good? So that's the first thing. The next thing we have to do is we need to declare another variable called last number. Now we have a variable called our name, we have a variable called count. We need a last number declaration of a variable, okay, and we'll just do last underscore number num equals, okay. And this is quite tricky, but don't get lost. I'll make sure to explain it for you to understand. So remember, when we're in the previous sessions, we used a dollar sign for a variable, and it dollar user means the current user, remember, and then dollar date meant the current date, right? So it's a similar concept here. So what we're going to do is I will open our brackets here, okay, then we do ls. What are we telling it to do? We are telling it to list, okay, dollar here signifying the current name, okay, which is Dominic. So we are essentially telling it, let me take my time. Yes, we are essentially telling it to list the name Dominic, right? Okay, and not just Dominic, it's supposed to also list a number. So we are defining the last number, okay, and this is how you do it. So we'll put it here 0 to 9, okay, or with an asterisk here, which means any other number or any other thing else. So last number, dollar sign, list name with an asterisk, meaning that it's supposed to list the variable name here, Dominic, and any number or any other thing else. This is what this statement means. I hope you are good. This is what this statement means. And then one other thing we can fix in, okay, is this statement 2, okay, greater than /def /now. What this does is that should in case there be an error, okay, let's say file not found, directory not found, instead of that being printed on your screen, this line of code, okay, is going to overlook printing file not found, directory not found. So it takes errors away, full stop. Please, are we on the same page? Great. So when we are done with this line of code, the next one is I want to redirect with a pipe, okay. We are redirecting with a pipe. What are we redirecting to? We are redirecting, we are saying that it should grep. Remember what grep means? It's going to look for, okay, this means the last number, this means the last number, okay, the numbers after the name, okay. So you're supposed to grep the numbers after the name, and this is how it's going to be done. So just like we did earlier, 0 to 9, right? 0 to 9, yes. Anything else, right? 0 to 9, and then anything else. I don't want you to get confused, so I'm going to take my time. Anything else, okay. So basically what we are trying to say, I'm taking it again. We are trying to create a variable last number, okay, and we are saying the last number, okay, is when you list the variable name Dominic here plus a number or anything else, right? And then take error in case that file is not found or something. Don't show us that error. And then this thing you have found, the name and a number or anything else, taking the error out, you are supposed to redirect it and look for the numbers after the name, not the name, the numbers after the name. That's all what we are saying. Okay, then again redirect it again, or push it to where? To sort the numbers after the name, sort them numerically, not alphabetically, because they are numbers. Sort them, and then after you have sorted them, redirect again, okay, to look for, remember, head and tail. Head is essentially like ascending and tail is descending. So when we say tail, we are telling it to look for the last number, okay, from descending order -1, the last number. That's all what we are telling you to do right now. I'll take it again. Okay, we are creating a variable named last number, and we are saying that to get the last number, you have to essentially list the name variable here, which is Dominic, and a number or anything else. But in case you don't find it, okay, don't show us file not found, directory not found. This is what this line of code does, as I said earlier. And then we are saying that it should sorry, I think this line of code, I made a mistake. It would have created an error. It's supposed to be greater than. I think I said that, but the type came in wrongly. So let me just do greater than. Let me try again. Greater than. Great. So this is the line of code. 2 greater than def now to take away the errors. And we are saying that after you have listed the name and the number or any other thing else, okay, redirect it to look for the last number, not redirect it to look for the numbers between the 0 to 9 or anything else that you have indicated. So we are looking at numbers, find numbers, and then sort them numerically. Sort them numerically. And after you have sorted them, what you are supposed to do is that pick from descending order the last number. So that becomes the last number. As simple as that. Now let's move on. The next thing we want to do is that we want to see if no file exists, then you can start at 0. Okay, so we have made a name, we have indicated the last number. So we are saying that if, sorry, not supposed to be in caps, if -z means no file, okay, no file from among the last number. Now you are calling the last number as a variable, so you see the $sign comes here, last underscore num, right? So if there's no number, okay, for last number, that's all this statement is saying. What do you do? Then okay, we are saying the last number should be 0. Last number should be what? 0. And then phi, those of us who are familiar with scripting and then programming, we know, I think, is it for Python? Yes, Python and bash scripting, fi is end, so it ends that statement at that, right? And then the next thing we'll have to do is to calculate the starting number for this run. So we need to understand or give sort of like a variable for start and end, right? So start, okay, because it's going to be a variable, okay, we are saying that the start becomes the last number, which is a variable num, okay, plus 1. That becomes your start number. So if the last number is 2, okay, the start number when it's run, okay, becomes 3 in that order. Are you with me? So pretty much that's just by the way with the start. And then the end to quite similar logic. So end, then we put it $sign for variable, right? And then in between we are saying that the end is the last number variable underscore num plus the count, which is 25. right? You remember? Plus the count, which is 25. So basically that's what we are just calculating, the start and the end. And the next thing we have to do is to just add some gymnastics to our script to echo. Want to echo, let's say we are creating files from the variable, we are creating files from the variable, name, right? And the variable start, right? I will explain. This is quite simple. The logic is quite simple. To the variable name, okay. The variable name, I think I got the syntax wrong, but I'll correct it. And then the variable end, right? So end, right? And then some kind of gymnastics, like it's loading, like what the software guys do if something is loading, right? So we are just echoing, printing this to the screen that when this is being run, all of this is being run. Okay, say it is creating file from the name, variable name Dominic, and then the start number, say 1 2. Now I need to correct this. The start number should always be in curly brackets, right? So dollar curly, right? Curly brackets. Yes. So we are creating files from Dominic 1 to Dominic, say 25. Pretty much that's all what we are printing to the screen. It's nothing much, just fancy. And then the next thing we'll have to do is to actually create the files. So what do? We are going to say for I'm going to say for I, okay, for I is equal to start, which is a variable we've declared up there, right? So this is pretty much how it's going to go. I is equal to start, right? And I think this is pretty much a looping logic for those of us who are familiar with programming. I less than or equal to and less than or equal to end, and then we end that, then we say I plus plus. Okay, so we are saying that for I, okay, if I is start, okay, and it is less than or equal to the end number, increase the I. You get what I'm trying to say? So pretty much that's just what we have said here. And then we close this. What do you do when that happens? We are saying that you should touch, okay, touch $sign name, okay, which becomes Dominic, but it's a variable we've indicated, and then I, which then references start and end. You get it? So we just have an I here. Pretty much that's all what this script is about. And then we close it with a formality done, done, right? And then we can just echo done, right? So pretty much it's really not a big deal. And then we from the directives, let's see if we've met it. So we've created the files, we've used this, we've designed the script to run, and then create new batches increasingly. That's fine, we've done that. We have to test the script now, so display a long list. To do that, we may just want to fancily say echo the directory list, right? So we are supposed to display a list of directories, so we can, before it does that, say echo directory list, not caps, echo directory contents, okay, or lists, right, or lists. Okay, then we can just put a semicolon, then we do an ls dash l, not here, come down, then we just do ls dash l, and then that ends the whole script. Okay, so essentially I don't want to go over, but this is the script. Okay, so bin bash, making it a bash script. You declare your variable name, declare the variable count, declare the last number, saying that lets the name and a number or anything else, take the errors from it, grep or look for the last numbers only, either 0 to 9 or anything else, and then sort them numerically, and then pick the last from descending order, the last number, right? And we are saying that if the last number, if there's nothing at the last number, then the last number is equal to 0. If there's no number at the last number, then the last number is equal to 0. End. Then we are declaring what start and end means. Start is the last number plus 1, right, which is the variable we've declared here, and then end is the last number plus the count, so the last number plus the total count we have here, right? And then we are just saying that it should create files from the name start. Okay, so that becomes Dominic and the last number plus 1 to Dominic and the last number count, right? And then for I, okay, I is start and I is less than or equal to end, and then I plus plus increment. So when this is the case, when I start and I is also less than or equal to end, then increase the I, and by increasing the I, what do? You touch the name and the I, so Dominic and the I, meaning it could be the start or in between the start to the end figure, the end count, right? And then you echo down, and then you are supposed to let us know your directories in details and content to confirm if indeed what you have done is true. So pretty much that's all. Okay, so we can do escape and then colon and then WQ to save and exit, and then to run this script you do /create .sh, and then this should work perfectly great. So you see, just like that, it has listed Dominic 1, Dominic 2, Dominic 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 20, right? So let me run the script again and see if it continues, or it will go back to 1 to 25, or it will continue. Okay, so create create.sh. okay, so you see it increases. Okay, so you can see it's increasing. I can see 30, 31, right? So guys, thank you for your time. That is the end of the series on Linux. We'll be moving on to networking.